Our next guest is going to teach us some French op hierdie Vrydag. Romain Petit.
Yes.
Is
Hello. Good morning.
Is that your name?
Yes, correct.
Hey.
Romain Petit.
I'm so good. No, not really. Innovasie adviseer Franse ambassade in South Africa, like the innovation advisor for the French embassy. So before we start, just give us a little bit of background about yourself. Where did you grow up, and what do you do, and how did you end up in South Africa?
So I'm born and bred in France. I spent 10 years in Paris to work on consulting in innovation. And then I've been in South Africa since 2015, working for the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs, developing the cooperation in innovation between our two countries.
And it's very interesting. Every time we speak to someone like, even America, when they're involved in South Africa with healthcare, we don't realize how countries work together. For the man on the street, you just think there's an embassy and you have nice cocktail parties and
it's not only that.
It's some of the most beautiful properties in Pretoria, but we don't realize that there's interactive and involvement. And especially you are involved with innovation. Yes. So for you, how important is innovation in any country?
Innovation is the key. As you can see, it's really a key to transform your economy, to create jobs, to create value. You see that you have, and in France also it's true, we get massive unemployment, and it's a way to create opportunities for the people on the street that you're mentioning. You can get creating high-value jobs, but it's also you need workers to help this company to grow. And you must think globally also. So when a startup is creating, they must start thinking, where should I go and to develop my company to be self-sustainable. It's not only working on your street level. So you must work with other countries also, and that's also why part of the reason we are in South Africa is to create this global network and to create this open innovation network so that everybody can benefit from the skills of each other, from the opportunities of each other, and to create value together.
And now in South Africa, I mean, most embassies, it's based in Pretoria and up north, but like innovation at this stage, especially technology innovation, it's more than 65% out of Cape Town.
Correct.
So do you work a lot in Cape Town?
Yeah, so I get like a liability card and this kind of thing, but it's true that we spend a lot of time in Cape Town. It's 65% of the creation of startups, of the investment, and also we created this French tech hub in Cape Town, especially to show that we have recognized Cape Town as a tech hub in Africa. It's the second. We get just Abidjan and Cape Town that has been selected as French tech hubs. So it's a community of French tech entrepreneurs that is already settled in South Africa, meeting, creating, networking, and this kind of thing, to facilitate the access for South African company to make networking with French companies, and also for French company to start and to try the South African market.
So it's kind of dual based. So you've got a French company. There will be some French startups. That's French companies combining South African companies or working together.
Yeah.
Or are you investing in just South African companies, or is it a combination?
There's different initiatives. Okay. So you get this community, which is like a counter to facilitate the creation of business links between French and South African companies, startups-wise. But to be even more pragmatic, we created the French-South African Tech Lab, which is an incubator accelerator dedicated to create startups, South African startups, with access to French tech skills.
Yes.
So it's created also in Cape Town. So you see, we get programs in Cape Town. We get national programs like the Young Enterprise Initiative.
Yes.
That's a program to facilitate the access of selected high-tech, science-based companies in South Africa to France. So the next, I think, in 2 weeks' time, there's 5 startups from South Africa going to France to have an acceleration program in biomedical, in mobility, in industry. So it's very, very wide. So this is national programs. And we get also international programs. So we get this French Tech Ticket. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's a competition, international competition all around the world. There will be 70 entrepreneurs going to France 1 year, a full package. They get a visa, they get a grant, they get 45,000 euro So it's really interesting.
So you guys are quite busy with all the
Yeah,
planning
no.
and
So
stuff going on.
France wants to position itself as the innovation hub of Europe. So we must.
You just quickly mentioned some of the programs like the Youth Enterprise Initiative. Maybe tell us a bit more about that. What is it all about?
Sure. So it's a program that exists since 2005.
Okay.
It's been developed between the US and France. Initially, it was to help French entrepreneurs in the US to relocate in France.
Wow.
So the aim was to attract back these entrepreneurs. But then it expanded in the US. So it's been like more than 10 years now. And it's dedicated to science-based, so really company coming from the research centers, from the universities, to go to France for 1 week of acceleration. They will meet people, business-to-business meeting, trainings, how to do business in France, discovering the ecosystems in Paris, and they will go to another region. So that's what was happening between the US and France, and then it expanded to Italy. Then we are the third country, South Africa and France, and now there's South Korea and Taiwan for this edition. So there will be basically 30 companies in 2 weeks' time coming from different places of the world coming to France, discovering our ecosystem, and I hope they will create partnerships and create.
That's what it's all about.
It's also to get a footprint in Europe.
Yes. We've got more questions, so Romain, don't go anyway. And I want an appointment with the ambassador to be able to use the word champagne again in South Africa. Dit was my flou grappie vir die Vrydag. Gelukkig is my gas Frans. Hy het nie my flou grappie gehoor nie. Romain Petit, innovasie adviseur Frans ambassade in Suid-Afrika. We're chatting innovation, and I think the involvement with France in Africa and South Africa. Last week we had a guest on digital skills in the classroom, and there's a massive gap that needs to be bridged. So what's your opinion on digital innovation and skills introduced at a very young age?
I think it's really important. We see that there's a move globally that tends to make the children learn to use digital tablets, maybe learning to code also, this kind of thing. We had a very nice initiative launched by a French and a South African entrepreneur. It's called We Think Code. It's in Johannesburg CBD. And they have 200 students at the moment that are learning to code, and it's tuition free. It's people that maybe are out of the university, that are out of the standard courses of school, and it's competition based. So basically, you do your selection, you do gaming and this kind of thing. They see if you can fit in the program, and then you learn peer to peer how to code and how to program and how to use digital stuff. I think it's really amazing. They want to expand in South Africa, but yeah, I think it's really important and something that we were trying to push. We did an event with the French Tech, I think it was last year, on digital skills development, and they were on the program. We get other programs that we launched, the Digital Lab Africa. So it's a program to help in the creative industries to use VR. 3D, all this kind of gaming and this kind of thing. So it's really technology used to create new content. And it's a competition all around Africa. They will be hosted for the South African part in the Chimologon precinct in Wits, around in Braamfontein. And they just launched, I think, the second edition recently. So digital is really important. It's really cross-cutting all the sectors, and it's massively transforming for the fourth industrial revolution. So it's for sure a sector that we are really involved in. We're doing quite good at the moment in this sector. For instance, we are number 2, I think, in the world in terms of Internet of Things. A lot of startups and investment are in this sector in France, and I think also South Africa has strong assets in this domain, especially in fintech, especially in smart media and different sectors. And we will be hosting an event next week in Cape Town again, called Africa Arena.
Okay.
And it's especially to bridge the gap between African startups and investment. So we will be bringing in investors from Europe, from different places, They will attend, startup will be pitching, and I hope there will be, at the end of the event, there will be a lot of deals that will happen after this company pitching to investors. It's on 6 areas: smart city, smart media, smart agriculture, which is also really important, smart education. Well, basically it's covering like smart commerce and this kind of thing. So it's really digital applied to different issues and the different areas. So it's really, I think they expect 500 attendees. It's the first edition, so we try to make it an annual meeting. And yes, it's really, I'll be there and be happy to connect with people that maybe are seeing me today. And well, we are here. So France is here to
help. But that's the thing is, finance is one of the most difficult things investing. And to
you
get
see,
investors.
you get 1% of the VC deals in all of the world is happening in Africa. 1%.
Sure.
Wow.
Only one. A lot of growth. I've got a lot of questions still, and also your view on South Africa. Are we doing enough ourselves? But we'll chat a bit later. You've been in Pretoria for quite a while. Any place in Cape Town that serves the best frog legs?
Oh, I never tasted frog legs here.
Serious? Because I don't know where.
Even snails. I haven't seen it.
Bring me the frog. I'll try it.
Okay, cool.
We were talking innovation. We were talking technology, the involvement with France. Where do you still see shortcomings in South Africa?
I think South Africa has a lot of assets. So you get a very young population, very eager to create their business. You get also very good universities, a lot of technologies that are developed at the universities. Get good talents in South Africa. I think the difficulty is the creation of a strong ecosystem where everybody's working together. It's a collaboration framework that is strong and incentivized. I think it's really important that companies are working together, university and companies are working together, so to break the barriers between all the different players, so that everybody can work together. And I think it's an achievement we did in France. It's creating this cluster of innovation where universities, companies, startups, they meet and they work together. They get money to work together. So there's an incentive in the end. Here, what I find quite strange, it's like there's no scheme like that at the moment. It's basically a company needs to apply to a fund to apply to get money on its own. It can have suppliers, it can have outsource some things, but it's not like we're doing a joint
venture kind of thing.
Like joint venture kind of thing, create something together. And in an innovation world, you don't have all the skills in the world. And it's also why we do international cooperation. It's to identify the best skills and say, okay, no, I will concentrate on my core business and the other will do their core business. And together, we will develop something that is really amazing. So I think it's one of the issues is this kind of thing, is this collaboration set of mindset. The other issue, I think it's increasing. It's the money that's pumped into the system, and you see that, as I was saying before, only 1% of the private venture capital is investing in Africa. So South Africa is getting getting 1/4 of this percent.
Yeah, sure.
So you see, in France, for instance, last year we get $2 billion or 2 billion euro in private venture capital. In South Africa, you get 1 million, 100 million.
Yes.
100 million.
Yeah, you see, so there's a lot of growth and opportunity.
Yeah.
What if I'm now an inventor in the tech field?
Yes.
How do I get involved with you guys to say, help us, or look at this, or just send you a mail? Are you guys approachable? Because for me, you see an embassy and you realize, try to get over that wall.
No, sure.
So how do I get to you guys?
We get a lot of requests. You see, for instance, my office is at the Innovation Hub in Pretoria.
Okay.
So I interact with entrepreneurs and this kind of thing. It's true that if your idea is at a rough stage, not very defined, it's not really our mandate to helping you creating your business. You get all the support in South Africa. You get a lot of incubators. You get programs to help you design your program. What we're looking is 2 dimensions. You get either you're looking to partner with a French company, and it's very defined, and that for sure we can assist you with. okay, I need to interact with this company. I've seen that it could be a good addition to what I'm doing. Or we get also different structures like Business France, which is our trade commission, and they help companies, South African companies, to invest in France, create an office, create an R&D center in France. So you get all the assistance to do that. We get just the French South African Chamber of Commerce that is also doing like export studies if you want to export to France. So we get a range of different services. So yes, our door is always open. But it's true that it's easier for us if you already have a concrete idea about what you want to do with France.
Yes, of course. So the door's always open behind the wall. And we spoke about the beautiful
all the walls
embassy.
in Pretoria.
Yeah, so please just speak to the ambassador for high tea or something. I know it's a British thing. Low tea, I don't care. I just want to see that house on the inside. I walk there with my dogs.
Big breakfast. We'll come and enjoy a big breakfast.
Yeah, I just want to see the house. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
En jy kan hom op Facebook kry if you know how to spell Petit. Maar op daai note, thanks for the visit, man.